Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Watchman, Darren Electric. Got to say all praise and glory be to Jesus Christ, God the Father, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hey, I'm a watchman. Jesus said, be awake and watching, and I've been awake and watching. I've been reading my Bible, and I know what my Bible says. So we're going to do the Exodus. Last time my volume wasn't no good, so I'm going to try to do a little bit better this time. My voice is kind of gone. I need something to drink. Go through the Bible, and there's nothing new under the sun, and we're going to look at the map, and we're going to see where Jerusalem's at. All right. See, I got my homework. I got my homework done. Okay. I studied my Bible. That's the only way you're gonna know what it says is you got to read it, man. All right. We got my Bible verses. Then we're going to read the Bible verses, and then we're going to look at it on the Google Earth and see what it's talking about. Study, show thyself approved of God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. And when you divide this word of truth, then you can see what it's saying. So first thing, Jesus said, when you shall see the abomination of desolation standing where it ought not be, then let he that's in Jerusalem flee to the mountain. All right, I saw 3 Square Market take that chip. And then the next month, we had the Great American Eclipse. All right, and we all know the prophecy that the sun would turn black as sackcloth. But there's another one that's right here in Amos 8:9. Amos 8:9. Notice, yep. And it shall come to pass in that day, says the Lord, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. All right, that happened at the eclipse. I watched Great American Eclipse Experience on YouTube. They said it was 11:49. Take off your glasses, everybody. Take off your glasses. Corona. Well, that's right there's your crown of crown. That's your diadem. Letting you know what time it is. All right, and the earth was darkened in the clear day, and the sun went down at noon. And also the sun turned black as sackcloth. So there's your sign, okay? Yeah, when I saw that, then I went to the mountain like I was supposed to. All right. Okay. Second Thessalonians 2:7 tells us that iniquity was already at work back then. So when we were born, it was already set up, man. So we've been born into a lying deception world, man, and we've been lied to since the day we were born. And you can't wake people up to that, man. Okay. Ecclesiastes 1:9. Ecclesiastes 1:9 tells us, the thing that hath been is the thing which shall be, that which is done is that shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. That which was is that which is, man, and that's how it is. All right. So if you got a dry desert land, then it's a dry desert land. There ain't nothing new. Okay, so Isaiah 23:13. Behold the land of the Chaldeans. This people was not till the Assyrian founded it for them that dwell in the wilderness, and they set up the towers thereof, they raised up the palaces thereof, and he brought it to ruin. All right, that is wilderness right there, 67:28. A desert nomad, and then it says it's the same as 67:23. Meaning to parch, a desert, barren, drought, dry land, solitary wilderness. Okay? That's where Abraham came from, Mesopotamia, a dry, parched land. And he came from the far east of heaven. So far east, from a dry, parched land, Abraham came from right here, right there, what they call Israel. That's where Abraham came from. Abraham came from right there, what they call Israel. Okay, and then when they came from there, that's in I think that's Genesis 11:12, I think it is. Yep, Genesis 11. And the whole earth was of one language and one speech, and it came to pass as they journeyed from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar and dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they made a tower to heaven. Right there, that's Babylon. Right there is where Babylon is. Now, I always knew that was Babylon, because the Bible said that they built a tower to heaven to make a name for themselves. And God came down and confused their language where they couldn't understand each other and they couldn't finish it. So they left off from finishing the city. The Bible don't say it got tore down. And these TV preachers and all with these images of the circle tower, that's all lies, man. The Bible said the truth. This is a witness that's written in the Bible that they came from there and they built that, okay? There's a witness right there. Okay, so they came from there, and Abraham came from the far east, from the far end of heaven, and he came over on foot. To right here, a land flowing with milk and honey. Wells of water, And you can get fish anywhere over here, man. Now, there ain't nothing over there in the desert. And then they're going to say the palmetto palm tree went extinct in the year 500 AD. And Word of God tells me that there ain't nothing new under the sun. And I know a palm tree is tropical and it don't grow in the desert. All right, so 4 times it says in the last chapter of Joshua that Abraham came over before the flood. It says that 4 times to make it a point that Abraham came over before the flood. All right. Now, let's see. Zechariah 14:10. And the land shall be turned as a plain from Geba to Rimmon, south of Jerusalem, and shall be lifted up and inhabited in her place. All right, so this land's going to be lifted up and inhabited again. So it's underwater, under that flood. There ain't nothing over there that's going to be lifted up. There's nothing to lift up over there. All right, so that's right over here. This land south right here. South of Savannah. All this is going to be lifted up and inhabited again. Now Lot, when he came, Lot went east, down in the valley towards Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So he down there in Sodom and Gomorrah, down in the valley. Where am I at here, man? Where'd all my stuff go? Here you go. There's your saltiest oceans right there. So there's just Sodom and Gomorrah right there, one right there, and one down here. And So he was down in here, in the middle, and they told him to get up on the mountain up here where we at. And he said he couldn't make it that far. Let me go to this little place, man. You can see it's little. Let me go there. So, where am I at? Where my Google? Where my Google Earth go? Oh, man. Let me open it back up. And that's in Genesis 19:20. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto. It is a little one. Oh, let me escape there. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. So they told him that they would spare that little one for him. So we're right down here between Sodom and Gomorrah, and there's that little one right there. You can see it's little. That's right there, Bermuda. So that's where they went right there. Now the Lord showed me this, and I got this, and then I found something. But the way He gives me stuff is crazy. I open up my phone, and automatically goes to a YouTube halfway in, a Chuck Missler that I ain't even ever watched. And he's talking about this oceanography guy. He's the head of oceanography. He read in Psalms that there were pathways in the sea, and he searched his entire life for these pathways. But you just got to ask God, man, and he'll give it to you. So that's what he showed me. Got a road right there, just north of Bermuda, and that's 5 miles wide, man. I don't know where that glare coming from. Yeah, but you follow that road on across. See it come to a cul-de-sac right there. All right, now this is the great river Euphrates. It's going to be dried up to make way for the kings of the east, where he can bring them back into his land. You follow this thing on down, and I think this is the 4 angels. I think there might be 3 of them that's bound down there. There's one right there. That 5 miles, that road 5 miles. That's a big old joker right there. Come on further on down. Got him right there. And you got that guy right there. And there's some big old jokers, man. That's 3 big giants right there. And all this other's blurred out, but the Lord letting us see this road right here, man. And I got my speaker covered up. That's why you can't hear. Yeah, 4 angels, man. There's 3 of them that's bound in the great river Euphrates right there. Yeah, so this right here going to be the yellow brick road, man, because the streets of the heaven are paved with gold. So they're going to be we're off to see the wizard, man, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Ain't that some shit? Man, the Lord loves us, man. You ain't calling on his name, man. Somebody need to call on his name. If y'all ain't calling on his name, call the name, man. Time running low, man. All right, and there's another thing that Lord showed me on this phone. It's lighting up and smiling at me with lights. And there's another road he showed me up here. Where am I at here? Yeah, right there. Come off this point. It's right there. That's that whole thing. It's lighting up with lights, man, on my phone. So I think there's a city right there. But there's another road. See it right there? There's a highway right there. Okay, so Abraham came right here to Savannah, Georgia, man. Jerusalem. The high mountain. When all the water gone, we're going to be up here on the high mountain. And they're going to have to climb up the stairway to heaven, man. Okay. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. What's that one got? No, I'll go back to that one. All right, Genesis 14 is the battle of the kings that took place down in the valley of Siddim, which is the Salt Sea. So when it took place, it was down in the valley, but now it's the Salt Sea. Okay, so they come up, Abraham came up here, and then he had to go down into Egypt, but then he comes back out of Egypt, back up in the south. So Florida ain't part of the South. They're part of the peninsula. And you notice when they had fleeing from New York, they set up roadblocks at the Florida state line, man. They were coming from the north, going right past the south, right back down in the north, man. Okay, so southern Egypt is Memphis. And Memphis is right here, south of Tampa Bay. Is where Memphis is. And we got the Egyptian plague going on right now because there ain't nothing new under the sun with all them fish. All right, so they left from there, and he took them the opposite way because he didn't want them to see war with the Philistines, because the Philistines is to the west of Jerusalem. So he took them the opposite direction, man, to the way of the Red Reed Sea. All right, so he came down here, and they camped in sackcloth, which means tents. All right, and then came to Parahara. Oh, where am I at here? Yeah, I'm in Numbers 33 is leaving Egypt, coming to the promised land. Numbers 34 is leaving the promised land, going west, going back up north, coming back east, and then coming back down south. So we got Numbers 33. Numbers 33:6 says, they departed from sackcloth and pitched in Elim in the wilderness. Now this wilderness right here, in the wilderness, that's 4057. In the sense of driving a pasture that is open field where cattle are driven. So they on a cattle drive, man. And then, let's see. Let me see, okay. And they turned again to Parahara, which is before Belzephon, and they pitched before Migdol. So Migdol is a tower. Belzephon, in a sense of cold, Baal of winter. So it's cold, the heights of winter. Parahara is mouth of the Gorgs, which is a stream that goes between two mountains. Now, they got us blindsided on what a mountain is, because in the Bible, every time you cross a river or a stream, you're on a different mountain, and then the mountains have peaks. So when I was going to the mountain of the Lord to learn the ways of the Lord, man, I thought I was going somewhere way up high, man. But no, a mountain is just a land, man, divided by rivers and streams. So they came here and they was trapped. Right there, and it said, you go here to the street view, man. You hit right here on the street view. All right, right there, there's your tower right there, man. Your height. And it goes all the way down It's like Okeechobee is a crater. So on the other side over there, flat land. So they would have all been right up in here. Because if you'd been up top right there, then that would be in the sense of being cold up there on the top of that tower. But you down here, and the Lord brought a strong east wind all that night and divided the sea, and it went right through the midst of the sea. And we can see that right there. It's right dead in the middle, man, where they come across this Red Reed Sea. Moses' mama made him an ark out of bulrush, which is red reeds, out the Red Reed Sea. All right, then they go through the Valley of Shur right here, which means walled. You got the same wall on this side. They go 3 days in the wilderness of Mara, which means bitterness, because there ain't nothing out in here. All right, and then before they get to the city of sin, Magic Kingdom right there, brainwashers, they camping at the Red Reed Sea again. All these lakes right here had the same bulrush red reeds in them. All right, now we go here to where am I at? Number 7:3. Number 7:3. They came and they brought their offering before the Lord, 6 covered wagons and 12 oxen. And they splitting up covered wagons and oxen in the wilderness. They just spoiled the Egyptians. And they on a cattle drive, man, in an open field. And they got all these lies in a church, man. That's why God done took the church away. The church is gone, man. He who letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, and then that wicked shall be revealed. Well, the wicked done been revealed. I'll tell you who he is at the end of the video here. So, he who letteth, he already got taken out of the way, man. But he's still there for his. In that day shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. Okay, so they leave him out of there. Then they get back up here to the promised land. South as you can go is Montgomery, Georgia, right there. And then they got Pinpoint right there. Now I looked up Hebron. Let's see where Hebron's at. Oh, man. Yeah, Hebron, it means and you look it up, it's a spell charmer society. And then the other definition is seat of association. So spell charmer society, and the Gullah Geechee is from right there. And I looked up Gullah Geechee. There's a Vivo video where they got makeup and all dancing around, man. So that's your spell charmer society right there. And then they saw these 3 giants. This is also Kirjath Arba, which is the city of 4 giants. But there's 3 giants there that they see. These 3 giants, and they scared. So the Lord takes them 40 years in the wilderness, and they're going now in Numbers 34. They're going west toward the Great Sea. Right here, I'm going to show you Numbers 34. Where is it? 34 what? Numbers 33. Get out of here with that. Okay. Numbers 34:6. As for the western border, ye shall have the great sea for a border. This shall be your west border, and this shall be your north border. From the great sea ye shall point out Mount Hor, which is a mountain peak. From Mount Hor ye shall point out your border at the entrance of Hamath. Hamath is walled, okay? And the border shall go to Ziphron, and the goings out of it shall be at Hazar Eden. This shall be your north border. Hazar Eden. Village of Springs. So that's your Great Lakes. So they come in right here, go back up this mountain peak. Right here from the Great Sea, go back up the mountain. And then they come back through these walled canyons here. And they get back here to these fountains of water right there. Okay, then they come back down from there. Mm-hmm. 34:11. And the coast shall go down from Zephram to Riblah on the east side of Ain, and the border shall descend and shall reach unto the side of the sea of Chinrith eastward. This Chinrith, harp-shaped. So it's the harp-shaped sea eastward. And it was on the east side of it. So there go your harp-shaped sea right there. Right there. So they was out here on the east side. This water ain't came up this high yet. So it was over here. Okay. Now, to go from there, and the border, 34:12, and the border shall go down to the Jordan, and the goings out of it shall be at the salt sea. This shall be your land with the coast round about. All right, the salt sea, the Savannah River, the Jordan is a descending river, and it is at the salt sea on the east. Well, I look up Tabby. Tabby come from the Oconee tribe, and Tabby means salt. So the Tabby Beach is the salt sea, and Savannah River is a Jordan that ends at the salt sea on the east. Man, it's a descender. Okay, now, yeah, I got all the stone witnesses, man, all of them. The Lord gave me everything. This is nothing to me. He gave me all of this, man. All glory be to Him, man. Let's see. So, let's go to all. Deuteronomy chapter 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain, over against the Red Sea, between Paran, Tothel, Laban, Hazeroth, and Dizahab, and there are 11 days' journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir unto Kadesh Barnea. And it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, is when he talked to them, right here. So this on the other side of Jordan before they crossed on the east side. So I go looking for Red Reed Sea over on the side of the river. And then that's Lake Moultrie right there. And Lake Marion right there. And right between them things, where they camp, it's how King James did us, boy. This ain't translated to English. He hit it, man. In the wilderness between Paran, that Paran right there, ornamental, Tothel, quagmire. All right. Laban is whiteness, because you got to look up another word when you look that one up, because they're going to say the same as this. So whiteness, Hazeroth, is yards. Dizahab, as if from and of gold. All right, so go right there, right between the Red Seas. There ain't nothing new under the sun. And we have the whiteness. And we got the yards. We got a quagmire right there. Ornamental yards. Whiteness. And as is of gold. I mean, how much money they got right there? There's a damn gold mine sitting right there, man. It's as if it's gold. All right, and then there are 11 days' journey from there to here by a covered wagon. Let's see. Okay, so 11 days journey by a covered wagon, and you're going to have 1 to 2 days Sabbaths, and you can get 20 miles a day per covered wagon if all conditions is good. So I'm going to say they got 2 Sabbaths, so they give you 9 days travel at 20 miles a day. That's 180 miles, and you can see right there, 164, 187, 170. So they came from there, and they came down here, and this is Zion right here. All right. And where they crossed over at is Bezer. And it says Bezer. When you look that up, it's an inaccessible area. So that's the Fusky Island right there. You got to get a charter boat to get to it, because there ain't nothing new under the sun. And Bezer and Gilead. And it mentions the heights of Gilead. Well, that's Hilton Head right here. And Gilead is a double camp. It mentions the half of Gilead here and the half of Gilead there. We got the river come right here. So this is half Gilead and this is half Gilead. Okay. Then it tells us, it describes that land for us. am I at here now? Joshua 13:18 is we're describing their land on the other side, on the east side of the Jordan. All right, then we get these words here like Jahaz, Kinmoth, whatever that is. Come on, man, where you go? That's Joshua 13:18. Jahaz and Kinmoth and Megameth or whatever, man. But you look this up, and that means to stamp, perhaps a threshing floor. So it has a threshing. Kinmoth is beginnings. Beginnings with a threshing. So that wave's rolling up on the beach. And the next one is it's illuminative. And because there's the lighthouse, they're lighting it up. It's illuminative, beginnings, and it has a threshing. That describes that perfectly, man. Beginnings, a threshing rolling up on the beach, and a lighthouse is lighting that shit up. All right, now where they crossed that, they crossed from Bezer, and they crossed over to Jericho, Sea of Palm Trees. That'd be Tybee Island. So they're going to be, this water wouldn't have been that high when they crossed. And there going to be 12 stones in that water where the priest's feet was at. Now they're all, where am I at with Joshua? Yeah, Joshua 3:15 tells us that the Jordan overflowed its bank all the time at harvest season. And I'm like, how they going to help them cross over? But at harvest time, we got the harvest full moon, and everything's overflowing its banks, man. So it backed that Savannah River up, and it's overflowing its banks. And then Jericho, when you look that word Jericho up, it means moon for its month. Because that's the only place you're going to probably see the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time with the full moon and the sun, which I got live video of that, man. The evening of and the next morning of. Full moon and sun in the sky at the same time. Okay. Now, if you read 2 Chronicles 26, King Uzziah built towers and fortified them. He had cunning men that invented engines to shoot stones and arrows, and he put the engines in the bulwarks and in the towers, and he put one at the corner gate. Time you come in right here in the corner, Fort Pulaski sitting right there. Then he put another one at the turning of the wall. Time you turn the wall of the river, you got old Fort Jackson sitting right there. And he put another one at the valley gate. So that'd be up here where the pirate's house is. Overlooking the whole valley, man. You probably could see all the way to Tybee. So after they took Jericho, then they taken the city of Ai. And it says Ai is a heap, and it'll be a heap forever. And Ai, they camped east of Ai at Gilgal, and it was between Bethel, which is house of God, which is up here on the hill. It was in this valley between there and the house of God up here. All right. Then they say they took this this be AI right here. They burn it with fire and it'll be a heat forever. Ain't nobody building no condos right there, man. Oh. So they took this king outside the city gates. You know, they hung him on a cross and crucified him. Then they took him off the cross for the sun go down, and then they covered him with stones outside the gates of the city. So I come over here myself. I got pictures on my other phone, man, but it broke. It won't even turn on. There's them stones right there, man. There's piles of stones right in there. And they all hand throwing size, man. All right. Now this Gilgal right here, Gilgal is a dwelling, and it gives the reference of a wheel and to gyrate, move quickly in a spiral circle. So if you're coming off that part way, you on the wheel going in a spiral circle, man, and it's a dwelling, there's people living up underneath there. Let's see. And there's another verse. Let me pull this verse up. Where am I at? Turned. Let me see. Heap. Yeah, that's Judges 3:19. But he himself turned again from the quarries that were by Gilgal and said, I have a secret errand unto thee, O king. So there's quarries right there by Gilgal. So I type in on Google, limestone quarry. And there's that right there, man. There's your limestone. There's the quarry right there, right by Gilgal. Now, we got, let's see, Nehemiah 2:13. I don't know why my phone is blurry. And I went out by night by the gate of the valley, even before the dragon well, into the dung port, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem, which were broken down, and the gates thereof, which were consumed with fire. That is dragon. A sea serpent, a marine or land monster. Okay, it's a sea monster. And the whale, it means the fountain of the eyes, the landscape. So it's the view of a sea monster. So ain't nothing new under the sun. That which was is that which is. So there's your dung port right there. There's the dung port. And he had a view of a sea monster, which is that cargo ship coming right up in here. Because the merchants are the mighty men, and they don't want to kill every damn body and cast dust on their head because they ain't got nobody to sell the stuff to no more. So they the giants. And the Valley of the Giants is in the north of Jerusalem, which is where the Ports Authority is. So that's them right there. Now, okay. What was that right there? That was Nehemiah 2:13. Now we're going to go to Nehemiah 2. We went to 13. Yeah, but you read Nehemiah chapter 2, and they come up here, and yeah, he was on his horse, right? When he come up here and he couldn't get by, so he went to the creek, the Kidron, and went back to look at the Kidron, at the walls that were tore down. And the gates are the floodgates, man. They just got this brand new one right here. But the floodgates was made with wood, man, with doors and locks on them. And that's why they had all the porters to open and close the gates, because Canaan is a merchant. He's a trafficker, an exporter of goods. So they would float everything up in these canals to ship it off right here, man. So he said that the wall was tore down and his gate was burned right there. And in Daniel, it says that the wall shall be built again, and the street, which is the area, even during troublous times. And man, that wall brand new, man. All that's brand new. And that whole area right there, brand new. That's the Eastern Wharf, man. It just now getting built back up. And it's going to continue to build even during these troublous times we're in. All right, so there's your brook Kidron right there. And then you got to cross that Kidron when you come out of Jerusalem. You go over the Kidron to the Mount of Olives over here. Savannah Gardens, because history repeats itself. God planted a garden east of Eden. Overthought planted a garden east of Savannah. And he planted the same stuff God planted. You look it up on history. And then God said that he would tear up the garden. It was going to bring forth thorns and thistles, man, which is what it got, man. Savannah Gardens ain't nothing but thorns and thistles now. But it was a garden at the beginning, and it was a garden. Overthought say he had a garden. Okay, now let's see where I'm at. Yeah, okay. Now, Joshua 3:18 is what I got. Let's see. No. I can't. Where am I at? 13:18. Okay, that described their land over there. All right, let's go back. Go back and I'll show you the stone witness. That Genesis 31:51. All right, this is when Jacob was coming back from the east with his family, and his father-in-law called up to him. And Laban said to Jacob, behold this heap, and behold this pillar, which I have cast up betwixt me and thee. This heap be a witness, and this pillar be a witness, that I will not pass over this heap to do thee harm, and thou shalt not pass over this heap and this pillar to do me harm. And he said that they called it Mizpah. And Mizpah is a watchtower or military outpost. So they put that up, and they called it Gilead. It's in Gilead. So there's Gilead right here, the Hilton Head. When I read that, I was like, man, that's a Hilton Head. And God gave me all this. One Google search, I read it, and I do one Google search every time, and always on the first try, man. And it's there. All right, so there's Hilton Head, Stonehenge. A tower and a heap. All right, and then it goes to say, constructed of every type of seashell and animal bone native to the area. No one really knows why they were built. Most possible theory is that the ancients, for lack of better idea, simply piled their garbage around their homes and camps, thus creating a circular trash heap. Okay, it said a heap right there in the article. So, well, they built that because they say, I don't come past that to do you harm, and you don't come past this to do me harm. So now you know why it was built. Okay, now they know why it was built. And most scholars believe these shell rings that date back to 1450 BC. So there's a witness. Witness. The heap's a witness, and the tower's a witness. Okay. Now, the book of Numbers gives us the all. Let's go right here. There you go. That's a Savannah, 1700s right there, man. And when they had covered wagons, so there's your wall right there. See that ship, man? There's a high-ass wall right there. We got the eastern wall, baby. The eastern wall. And there's your layout of your city. And the Bible gives us them measurements right there and right here. Across from the river over, and these measurements right here. And that is Numbers 35:5. And ye shall measure without the city on the east side 2,000 cubits. Let me go to 4. And the suburbs of the cities which ye shall give to the Levites shall reach from the wall of the city outward 1,000 cubits round about. And ye shall measure from without the city on the east side 2,000 cubits, and the west side 2,000 cubits, and the north side 2,000 cubits, and the west side 2,000 cubits. And the city shall be in the midst. This shall be 2 suburbs of the cities. So we gave it the measurements right there of that right there. Cubits 1.5 feet. So we go right here. It'd be 1,500 foot. So that give you both sides of the river right there. And then the other way, 4,000 cubits by 4,000 cubits be 6,000 feet right there, that way. And then 6,000 feet this way. And what they had. So there's your measurements of your city. Now, 15, 2,000, okay. Let's go to John 11:18. This is when Jesus went to go raise Lazarus from the dead. Now Bethany was nigh to Jerusalem, about 15 furlongs off. All right, so that's where Martha was there, and the Jews was comforting Mary, and Martha gave word that Jesus would come, and she ran at the meeting, but they thought she would run into the graveyard, right? So we got right here the cathedral. And that's 660 feet is a furlong, times 15 is 9,900 foot. So we come out here 9,900 foot, puts us right there. So that's Bethany on the Mount of Olives right there, where they was at. And them Jews thought she would run over here to the graveyard. Now, there's a verse that says Joshua was buried in the most northern part of his inheritance. It's going to be right there, man. Now, Robert Plant going to love this one, man. He's going to love this. We all know Jesus right there on the cross, right? See how they Google Earth took him off? But he right there on the cross. He's been right there ever since I was a baby, man. So, right there in a tree in the brook is right there, man. If you go walk behind that, it's a big valley down in there. So, that's the Kidron right there in a tree by the brook, man. That's the garden where we all came from right here, man. That's the tree of life right there. And this right here is in Hillcrest Cemetery. And you come in through the Catholic part, and you drive straight back all the way to the back there. All right, and then I was looking at the potter's field, right? Because Judah took the money back, and he said, and he couldn't put it in the treasury, so they said they bought the potter's field to bury the unknown people in. So I Googled potter definition, and it says another term for a putter, and you got the golf course right there. There's the potter's field where they buried the unknown people at, man. Right there. Ain't that something? How the Lord get that shit to me? Praise the Lord, man. Praise the Lord. All right. 2 Kings 33:6. Where that? What? 2 Kings 33. There ain't no 2 Kings 33. I wrote it down wrong, something. And go back through my papers here. (23:6). And he brought out of the grove and out of the house of the Lord without Jerusalem unto the brook Kidron, and he burned it at the brook Kidron, and stamped it small in the powder, and cast the powder thereof upon the graves of the children of the people. Kidron right there, and they're the graves of the people right there, man. All right. Now, Potter's Field. Now, Bezak, Judges 1:5. Judges 1:5. This is where they went to go take Bezek. And they found Bezek in Bezek, and they fought against him there. All right, so Bezek is lightning. So that's the city of lightning. So that the Lord got. I was thinking that might be a place where they get a lot of lightning strikes when I was looking for it. But then the Lord, man, it came right up and popped right out at me, man. Right there. Thunderbolt. Single strike of lightning followed by thunder. Okay. James and John was on a boat with their father Zebedee, fixing their nets on the boat right there. And there ain't nothing new under the sun. They still got them ship boats right there with the nets on them, man. Now get this. Oh, it's a good one here. Potterfield Bezek. Mark 3:17. And James, the son of Zebedee, and John, the brother of James, and he sure named them Boanerges, which is an epithet, which is the sons of thunder. Ain't that something? Sons of thunder. Now, and the Galilee means the heathen circle. When you look it up, the heathen circle. So, man, that's where Jesus was walking up the Sea of Galilee, man. They got him right there on that ship, man, and said, come follow me. So Andrew would have been further, probably been down here, Bethesda, right, when he found him. Now, all of us here, man, I know, put in our boat right there at Bethesda and made that circle all the way around. Circle out of here all the way around to there. You can circle, man, you can circle any way you want. You can circle all the way back to Savannah River and come back in and come back to Bethesda, man. All right, and so then we got Fort Pulaski right there. All right. So we got Matthew 11:23 that says Carpenium, which had been exalted to heaven, and it will be brought down to hell. Matthew 8:5, where the centurion guard was at right there. We asked Jesus to heal somebody for him. And then Matthew 17:24, they ain't had no money to get in, and Jesus told the man to go right in and catch a fish and get the coin out of his mouth. Luke 4:31 says that Capernaum is a city on the Galilee. All right, so now we're going to move to the west side of the city. Right there, y'all, a Geechee Canal that goes from there all the way to Geechee River. This is 2 Chronicles 33:14. This is king right here. Now after this, he built a wall without the city of David, on the west side of the Gihon, in the valley, even to the entering in at the fish gate. Okay? Old Louisville Road, right there. Go down in the valley. There's the fish gate. Fish gate right there. Pedestrian gate, horse gate, and horse gate. And he built a wall right here on the west side of it, because that's where the train track comes in at to come into here. Okay? So that's why he built that up right there, because where the train could come in. And now we got this is where David would have been at right here, between the gates of the city, right here. When his son had got caught up in the trees out there, man. He was between the gates of the city. And they got tunnels, man. We was hiding in the tunnel. All them tunnels is right up under his, man. They got tunnels everywhere under there. Now we got Isaiah. Let's see, Isaiah 22:11. Isaiah 22:11. Ye made also a ditch between the two walls for the water of the old pool, but ye have not looked unto the maker thereof, neither had respect unto him that fashioned it long ago. That's talking about the Case Canal right there between the two walls from the Savannah River and the Geechee River. They dug that ditch out. Now we got Isaiah 7:3. Isaiah 7:3. Then said the Lord unto Isaiah, Go forth now to meet Ahaz, thy son, at the end of the conduit of the upper pool, in the highway of the fuller's field. See, in the highway, a turnpike, literally or figuratively, specifically a viaduct. Okay? So, he was told to go meet that man right up here on top of the highway. And this be the fuller's field right here, where he was washing clothes. And then they opened that gate and let that water go out and let some more fresh water come up in there. They brought it up from the lower pool, man. All right. And now, see all our train tracks over here up on the hill on this side, man. They up on this side. And there ain't one way in and out of Savannah, man. How the hell did I lose where I was at, man? All right, here. So all our train tracks up on the hill on this side, man. Come on, what's this thing doing? Come on, man. What the hell? Shit, man. It It done got me all screwed up, man. Put it back on the 2D. They gone crazy. Okay, there we go. Man, it's still doing this crazy shit. I want to spin it around, man. What is it? Can I spin it around? All right. That right there is a stage, man. They ain't but one way in and out of Savannah, man. And the train tracks up on the other side. So they don't need no turnaround right there. That right there is, because Jerusalem won't be destroyed forever. That's the threshing floor, man, that David bought right there. Because they bring all that stuff up in them canals up here and threshing it and then stock it in these bays right here, man. They go out on the ship. And then after the famine, David had made an altar for him to cook some food. That's it right there, man. That's the altar he made right there. All right. And then Solomon had built the temple right next to where David built that altar. So God's temple would have been right here, man. This would have been that Grand Central Station thing right here. Because there ain't no damn train tracks never been over here, man. With all the, you look up Grand Central Station and you see all these gateways in that thing, but there ain't but one track in and out, man. So that bullshit. That's a stage right there, boy. And then you come in God's house from the east, man. He come from east to the west. Okay, we're going from there. 1 Samuel 7:12. Now we're going west to the Philistines. Okay. And Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpah and Shin. Now, Shin is a creek or a preg, so that's the end of the earth, and Mizpah is a military place. And the name of it, he called the name of it Ebenezer, saying, hereunto the Lord has helped us this far. So Ebenezer is right there between Rankin and Springfield. One Google search, searching for this stone of Ebenezer, man. First try. Read it, one search. How the Lord get it to me, all of it. I'm down here. There's the original cornerstone of old Ebenezer right there. Old Ebenezer. The original cornerstone of old Ebenezer. Now, the history say that Overthought set the Salzburgers up here, and they first religious people fleeing religious persecution, and they from Austria, and they speak German. And they said they were going to bring a stone with them to set it up and call it the Stone of Help. But they speak German, and that thing is a origin on there. It's in English, baby. So, and that's a lie anyway, because if you're going west, man, you ain't going to go camp out in the swamp, man. You're going to camp out there at the New Ebenezer, which is New Jerusalem. That's where they would have been at. And we went up there, man, to the New Ebenezer. And it's the oldest church in Georgia, and it's still standing, and he still has service on Sunday. And the name of it, the original name is Jerusalem Church, and they got the Jerusalem Cemetery right next to it, man. Now, these cart came back on the highway because the Philistines has stole the ark, and they put it on a cart, and it came back on the highway, and that would have been the same highway Sherman came through when he came across. And so this stone is going to be between Ebenezer Creek and wherever they built that military fort at. That's Mizpah, where this is going to be at. I ain't seen it yet. I want to see it. Now, David was going to go fight the Philistines, and the Lord told him, go behind the mulberry trees. And when you hear me going through the mulberry trees, then you know that's me. We got mulberry plantation right there, man. They say Overthought planted in some mulberry trees, and they made a living off of silk, man. And we got mulberry plantation right there. Okay. Now where to we got to go? Joshua 22:27. Another stone witness. '22, 27. Is that it? Find it. 24:27. And Joshua said unto all the people, behold, this stone shall be a witness unto us, for it hath heard all the words of the Lord, which he spake unto us. It shall be therefore a witness unto you, lest you deny your God. That's a witness. And the Bible said that he set that stone up underneath the oak tree in Shechem. And the Bible say that they brought Joseph's bones up out of Egypt, and they buried them in Shechem. All right. And we got Tamachichi Monument. Now, right square, you got Chatham County Courthouse on one side, Tamachichi Federal Courthouse on the other. Go get tried before that stone witness. Before that, it was the hanging square. But before it was right square, the name, before they changed it, was Percival, which means Pierce Valley. So that's why the apostles couldn't come up in there because there were dead people crucified on crosses in this square. But they had to take Jesus, because he was a sacrifice, they had to take him outside the gates of the city. They couldn't have crucified him right here. Now, history says Overthought were friends. Tomachichi was friend with Overthought. And Tomachichi gave him his land, man. Now, you're going to get somebody your damn land, they just show up here on a boat, man, and you got the most prime piece of real estate in the world? I don't think so, man. I mean, they might have took it from him, but he ain't give it to him. Yeah, so the story is on history that they dug up Tomachichi's bones and buried him there. And then they got that stone from Stone Mountain Company in Atlanta and put on top of him. And that's for First Memorial here in Savannah. Bunch of them, they had to come up with a story about how the fuck that stone got there, man. So, that's your stone witness right there. All right, now, where am I at? Where am I go now? Now, your flaming sword that turns in every direction to keep the way to the tree of life, that's a witness too. You find that in Joshua 22:34. God said he's going to put a flaming sword that turns in every direction. 22:34. Right, these 2.5 tribes, before they crossed back over to their inheritance, they made a great altar to see to. That's why their land's illuminative over there on the other side. All right. Joshua 22:34. And the children of Reuben and the children of Gad called the altar Ed. For it shall be a witness between us that the Lord, he is God. Witness. Oh, man. There it is right there. That's the flaming sword that turns in every direction to keep the way of the tree of life. Now, this Antichrist conquers the whole world, man. But Edom, Moab, and Ammon escape out of his hand. And yeah, Edom is over here on the west side of the river. Edom, Moab, and Ammon is on the other side of the river. And Jesus right there, that's the tree of life, man. All right, and then see what else I got up in there. I know we got that one. No. Okay. He placed eastward of Eden cherubims, and which is imaginary figures. You read about this in Ezekiel 40, describing for Pulaski the measurements perfectly, man. And the Lord told me to tell y'all to go measure it, man. Go measure it, but don't open that door, man. Don't open the door, but you can go measure it. And there was a man with a flax line in his hand and a measuring reed, and 6 cubits, a cubit and a handbreadth. So six of them of mine, that's 9 feet by 9 feet is what it's going to measure. I done measured my cubit in a hand's breadth. So that's 9 by 9. But then you got these cherubim, and above the windows, you got the little narrow windows, and the porch is inside, and it palm trees, and then above the windows and between the palm trees is cherubim. And they all throughout the whole house, man. Now, palm tree, when you click on that palm tree, it's going to say it's a baluster, a rectangular column coming off an outside wall with an umbrella. So that's what they call a palm tree right there. And these cherubims is above the windows between the palm trees. Because of the umbrella, they call it a palm tree. That's what he was drawing right there with that flex line, man. All right, let's see where I'm going to go next here. Okay, yeah, Ezekiel. See, Ezekiel. Now, you see, Jesus left, man, and he ascended up to heaven, and a cloud receding. He went up the mountain, because the Lord's up there on the mountain. That's where Moses went to go meet him. That's where I went to go meet him. So that's where Jesus went. He had to ascend up to the mountain. He hadn't went up to the mountain yet. All right, so he coming back, the same Jesus, he going to come back the same way you see him left. When Revelation, we're told he coming back riding on a white horse. So that means he left riding on a white horse, man. And he rode off into the horizon and a freaking cloud receded him, man. So he ain't went nowhere, man. But you said right here where he went, Ezekiel 44. And he brought me back the way of the gate of the outward sanctuary, which looketh toward the east, and it was shut. And he said, the Lord unto me, this gate shall be shut, it shall not be opened, and no man shall enter in by it, because the Lord, the God of Israel, hath entered in by it, therefore it shall be shut. It is for the prince shall sit there to eat. So he went inside that door, and that door shut, and you can't open that door. But he said right there, in the visions of God, brought me into this land of Israel, and set me upon a very high mountain, by which the frame of a city on the south, which is Tabby. And he brought me thither, and behold, there was a man whose appearance was like a brass, with a line of flax in his hand and a measuring reed, and he stood in the gate. And he said unto me, Son of man, behold with thine eyes, and hear with thine ears, and set thine heart upon all that I show thee, for unto the intent that I might show them unto thee art thou brought hither. Declare all that thou seest to the house of Israel. Well, I just declared all that I saw to the house of Israel. If they'll watch it and share it and go down there and measure that for Pulaski, it's got detailed measurements on everything, man. Everything. Ain't no way you can deny that, but don't open that door, man. You don't want to open that door. Man, the Lord's here, man. He's here, man. We're ready to get up out of here, man. We're ready, and like I said, the Antichrist had already been revealed, because we're supposed to be patiently waiting on the Lord. And he said, he that denies the Father and the Son, he's the Antichrist. That's what the Bible verse said. Now, Obama say he ain't got time to wait on Messiah. Strike one. And then Leviticus, he denied the Father. That's strike two. And then the Sermon on the Mount, he denied that one. That's strike three, man. Strike three. See, Obama, I got time. I wait until my entire life, man. And like you got your whole military shooting people up in the arm, but you can't touch me, man, because greater is he that is in me than is in the world, man. So I got God, man, on my side. You got your military. Huh? Yeah, man, you ain't got nothing. Oh, so in Revelation it tells us that there are 7 kings. 5 of them fall. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other one, he ain't come yet. But when he comes, even though he's the 8th, he is of the 7 and goes into destruction. So 7 kings, 5 fallen, get them out the way. They don't leave you but with 2. 6 and 7, or 1 and 2. Now, the one will be number 7, because Donald Trump, he's a little horn that made war with the saints. He don't want to have Operation Warp Speed. So the other one that ain't come yet, which is Joe Biden, and he is of the 7 because he is of the 6. He's the 6 all over again. So he an image of the first one, of the 2 that were left behind. So he an image of that first one, and he an image of the 6th one. And then you got Obama, the man, 6. His administration, 6. And then the image of his administration, 6. So that's 666. Oh, and like I done showed on my paper earlier, my post, where I wrote down, because they made an image to the first beast that had a deadly wound with a sword and did live. And the deadly one was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast and the image. Well, this God that they said, the God that they made with their own hands, was telling them that they should make an image to that of the Soviet Union, Russia, man. That way they could track everybody. All right, because I wrote this down. When I first opened my Bible, man, in 2001, and I read Revelation, and when I read it, about the mark of the beast, they're marking the right hand and forehead. And I always heard about the mark of the beast, 666. That's all I ever heard. I didn't know what it was. But when I read it for myself, that's when I become a watchman, because I ain't never heard about that before. That was a mark in the right hand or forehead, and you can't buy or sell, and if you take it, you're going to burn. So I've been watching ever since then, man. Now, the book of Habakkuk says that they go at them with the angle, and they lure them into their net, and they burn incense under that, because by that, their portion's fat and their meat plentiful. And I already knew this when I seen that www come out. Go to www, go to www. They put it on the Coke tops, they put it on the McDonald's cups, everywhere, man. Just lure everybody into their worldwide web, right? The web is a carefully contrived trap or snare. Everything got the right name. And I was like, no, I don't want to go to www. I just want to talk to somebody on the phone when I call. I don't want a machine. So then the Lord just gave me this the other day, that the W is the 23rd letter of the alphabet. This is a 6. So www is 666. Now, I done went down there and told them nurses that they don't know what the fuck they doing. They just look at that image, and it said, I put this in his arm. That's all they know, man. That's it. They worship what their image, whatever the image tells them to do. That's what they do, man. They don't know nothing else. Same thing with my doctor. I go in there, I tell her the symptoms. She types it in, and the image tells her what to give me because she don't know shit, man. Now, what if somebody hacked the image, man, and fucked it up, man, and they don't know what the fuck, who gave them what, huh? Shit. God said, don't trust that shit, man. Huh? And you look up that D-Wave, man. That's your Christmas present box with a Christmas tree inside the box, man. And that's why God always these nurses doing this TikTok dance. Man, if you ever walked in that hospital on a normal day, with them nurses had time to get together like that and do a TikTok dance. Huh? Not only doing it at that hospital, they doing it all the hospitals around the world, man. Because Satan is a master freaking hypnotist, man. And he got the whole world dancing, man. Ain't that some shit? Everybody dance. Well, I told y'all, bust them damn TVs off your wall, man. They sending signals, man. Because I called up the Calvary Satellite Network radio station to every man an answer on March 5th, 2017. And I talked to that man, and at the beginning of it, he says, oh, well, this is a program, and this program, and on this program, he kept saying program, right? And I'm like, what the hell was all the fucking programming, man? Because that's what they doing. They programming your fucking brain, man. And then when I called him in, then the Lord cut the signal out. You can hear it go, and it cut out the same signal. Well, he damn trying to send a damn target word to me. Yeah, that trigger word, because we all been hypnotized when we were kids and sit on Santa Claus' lap. Because Jesus said you're supposed to be awake and watching and not want anything. Because when Jesus came to Santa Claus said, look here, man, I give you the whole damn world, man. And if you want it and you worship me, just let me know what you want. If you want it, you can have it. And Jesus said, I don't want shit. I don't want nothing you got, man. God, my Father said, thou shalt not want, and thou shalt not tempt God. So there's your adversary right there, man. That's what got everybody messed up right now, because he got everybody wanting and sleeping. Yeah, so awake and watching, not want nothing. You go to Santa Claus, and he's going to say, what you want, I get you anything you want, man. Anything you want. But one thing, you got to be asleep now. I ain't coming. You got to be asleep. Sleep and wanting. So then when you get older, you're like, is Santa Claus real? I don't know, but I better pretend he's real, or I won't get what I want, because I got to want something. When thou shalt not want. And then Jesus said, it'd be better if a millstone were tied around your neck and you were drowned in the sea than to see one of the little ones and put a stumbling block in front of them, man. And then you got the kid all messed up, and he don't know what's real and what ain't real, man. Before he can even get his brain fixed, man, you got him fucked up. He said, it'd be better if you would throw a stone tie around your neck and drown in the sea than do something like that, man. So, and the king of the north is the one that comes. And it's the merchants. And Santa Claus is their main mascot, man. And these that increase in riches, the Bible said these are ungodly. Santa Claus, the richest man in the world, man. He ungodly, man. And old Nick is the devil. When you look it up in the dictionary, the devil, Lucifer, master of hell, tempter of mankind, Beelzebub, the devil, man. And old Nick, he disguises himself as an angel of light by calling himself a saint. Old Saint Nick, okay? And then Santa Claus is an anagram for Satan, Lucas. Lucas is shining light. So there you got shining light. And then he flying through the midst of heaven saying ho, 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 right? He said count it. So H is the 8th letter. O is 15. 8 plus 15 is 23. 2 threes is a 6. So now you got him saying 666, right? Or whore, whore, whore. And then in Hebrew, it says, ho, ho, flee out of the land of the north, which is right now, if y'all out there in the land of the north, you need to get to the south, man. Because I done showed you well, he showed you, he gave it to me to show you that flaming sword that turned every direction and where you need to be at. So you need to come out the north and get your ass here right now. But he said, you ain't got to hurry, man, because he going to go before you. So you ain't got to hurry at all. There's your adversary right there, Santa Claus, man. King of the north. So Isaiah said that Satan said he would reside in the sides of the north, and Santa Claus at the North Pole, man. There you go. Tempter of mankind got everybody sleeping and wanting. That's why they all got shots up in their ass now. Man, and the resurrection. Everybody looking for this resurrection, right? Let me show you this. Okay. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. When you rightfully divide the word of truth, man. Where am I at? Why did it take so long to focus? 1 Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. All right, now stop it right there. Don't go to them we which are alive and remain yet. Stop right there. Dead in Christ shall rise first. Then you got to go to Zechariah 14. Behold, the day of the Lord comes, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses raveled, and the women ravished, and half the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle, and his feet in that day shall stand upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof, toward the east and toward the west, and there shall be a very great valley, and half the mountain shall remove toward the north, and half toward the south. And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley shall reach all the way unto Azeel, and ye shall flee as you fled in the days of the earthquake of King Uzziah. And the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with thee. All right, so they just rised, and they coming with us, and we're going into earth. Because he conquered. He said heaven can't contain him. So from the firmament, he called the heaven, the firmament heaven, and the earth his footstool. So from that firmament to the earth is his throne. But that firmament is water. There ain't no outer space, that's TV, man. Bible said water, and the firmament to the ground is heaven. And then you can dig down in the earth, down to hell, and that's all you get, man. That's why ain't nobody went up in the air, man. When Satan fell, he was right here in the garden on the ground, and then God told him, get on thy belly and start eating dust all the days of thy life. And you get on your ground and start digging up dust, and you dig a tunnel down in darkness, man. He was casting out of darkness, He was cursed above all the beasts of the field. All the beasts of the field had their glory to be up here in the heaven. He down there in the ground, man. That's why after the flood, God said at the flood, he would destroy everything off the face of the earth. Well, he down there in the ground. So that's how you get it after the flood, man. Yeah, man. And y'all got that shot, man. Call on his name in the fire, man. He said, call on his name in the fire and praise his holy name in the fire, and he gonna get you out the fire. But in Revelation said that a lot of people ain't gonna call and they're gonna curse him, man, and they're gonna continue to burn, man. And this resurrection, anybody waiting on that? And I like this app I got on my phone when they asked Jesus about the resurrection, and then he laughs at them. You err not knowing the scriptures, man. At the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but they are as the heavenly angels. So they don't have no sex no more, man. Now, they the sons of God. They the watchers, man. They the one been going around fucking everybody's wife and shit, man. And then the husband, he can't get none because somebody else getting it for him, man. And the husband is Lazarus, the poor man at home begging for something from a wife, while the rich man with a big old dick, that's the giants in Genesis 6, man. And the dicks, man. They the sons of God. They took everybody's wife, man. That's y'all. Y'all know who you are, man. Yep, that's you. Oh, shit, man. Call on the name of fire, man. He gonna get you out. True and righteous are your judgments, oh Lord. Amen, man. Praise God. God's full of peace, man. Man, I love y'all. God loves y'all, man. And I hope so I get some shares on this video. All right.